Hey Sean, do you remember the other day we built that PC?
The one for Doom, right?
Yeah, we wanted to make the ultimate Doom themed PC.
Yeah.
Okay, well I took it a step further. I've been 3D printing for the last 6 days straight because I wanted to make the ultimate Doom themed PC.
Okay.
Do you want to come check it out?
Obviously.
All right, come take a look. Don't look just yet. Check it out now. All right, it is my favorite holiday, and it only comes once every few years.
Christmas, every year. All those other holidays, every year. This,
That's right.
it's only when you're lucky.
It is Doomsday, and here at Microcenter, we're big Doom fans.
Oh yeah.
We brought out some of our memorabilia, which we'll talk about a little bit, by the way, because I think we both have a pretty good history with Doom.
Oh yeah.
Today's video, we are going to do a Doom-themed build, and I am so excited. So we have a couple of parts here laid out. We'll talk about them as we do the build, but to start us off, because Sean actually doesn't know what's going into this build.
Yeah, no idea at all. I'm very excited. It's kind of a little invert of that last video we did together.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pulled a surprise on me, now I have a surprise for you. And there's more surprises to come at the end of this build, which you probably already saw with the B-roll at the beginning of this video. You haven't seen that yet. But to top off our build, we have a Ryzen 7 9800X3D. Great gaming CPU,
Like,
run pretty well.
one of the absolute best ever made.
Oh yes, and we're pairing that off with a 5080. This is gonna be a really awesome build, and we'll talk about some of the other parts we're putting in this later. But in terms of running Doom: The Dark Ages, what do you think?
We're more than good, is what I would say. I've been
so?
doing a little bit of preemptive digging on it, and like your minimum specs, like we're pretty past that. They're like a 2060 on that one, so I think a 5080 is probably we're gonna cover it. We're gonna
I
have
have a $500 2060 build sitting over there, so we're gonna test both.
Ooh.
just to compare and contrast. Let's dive in. We're gonna start opening some boxes, and let's build a Doom PC. All right, got everything all set up. We have our motherboard, and I'll let you do the honors.
Okay.
You can start diving in there. I'll get the case prepped.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
So 9800X3D. Really love this CPU.
Yes.
It's a really good performing CPU, and for a gaming PC like we're putting together today, it's gonna do pretty well.
Oh yeah. No, it's gonna absolutely crush pretty much just about anything you can throw at it, especially when it comes to gaming. Its older sibling, the 9950X3D, is really good for productivity and stuff as well, but like, we're building a Doom PC.
Yeah.
Let's not pretend we're doing anything else.
Not much productivity going on here.
Yeah.
Just ripping and tearing.
Building and benching, I think is what you
bench.
called it.
Build and bench until it's done.
Ugh.
Which is so fitting, right?
It really is.
And so, while he's working on the motherboard, we have an Asus TUF Gaming X870 Plus Wi-Fi motherboard. I went with the Asus TUF because I wanted something thematically to sort of work for our Doom build. Has that militaristic look, which we also paired off with our 5080. This is also an Asus TUF Gaming, and yeah, I like it. This gunmetal color.
It's not even just military looking, it is military grade construction.
Are you serious?
Yeah, oh yeah. Asus TUF stuff, the TUF is not just a name. This stuff is tough.
It's actually tough.
Yeah.
Built Doom tough. So I think the look, we're really emphasizing the look here with the build. We want this to look like a Doom PC. And we want it to perform, you know, and I think it's gonna perform great. Now to house this, I have a red height Y60 over here. This is gonna look pretty cool. I'm actually really excited about this one. And we're gonna do some things, a couple of surprises that we have in store for you to really dress this up to make this the ultimate Doom PC. So I'm really stoked about this.
I'm very excited. I've heard bits and pieces, but for the most part, this is a whole mystery to me.
I have plans.
I'm so excited to see how this comes out.
I have plans. Now for the SSD, which Sean is installing now, we went with Crucial.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Struggling to install. Do you know what the play on this one is? As far as the M.2 screw goes, is that just a screw or is that a switch? There's this spins, but I'm not sure.
So, this is a good demo actually.
Perfect.
Ta-da!
Oh, Oh.
That's why I like the ASUS boards, because they have their, I think it's like what, Q latches or quick latches. All of these different manufacturers have these like premium quality of life features now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at one right here. You got the quick release for the GPU over here. That is
well,
very necessary now.
We're going to talk about that in a minute, because this case does have a riser that we're going to use so we can mount this. What is it? Horizontally? Vertically. Vertically. I always want to get them. Yeah, because we're doing it this way, not this way. This way. But that riser is a Gen 4 PCIe riser. Now, it's a Gen 5 card, obviously, the 5080, but it's still going to run just fine. It's actually going to work really, really well. In terms of the performance that you would be losing by having a Gen 4, frankly, I'm going to call it negligible. And feel free to correct me in the comments below. But all of the research I've done, you can really get away with it, especially for gaming. You're going to be fine.
That's the big thing that I'm going to echo there, is that for gaming, it's super... The power is really what you're looking for, and that extra little bit of oomph you get from Gen 5 over Gen 4 isn't going to make that much of a difference.
I mean, outside of gaming, I've been reading that, you know, for inference, you can also get away with lower memory bandwidth, but it's for training AI where you really take advantage of that memory bandwidth, which we're not going to do that. We're just here to rip and tear some demons. So
it's honestly all I've ever wanted to do.
Now for the SSD, what do you have in there again? That is a crucial...
P3 plus 2 terabyte?
Perfect. Also, how big is this game going to be?
I actually don't have it off the top of my head.
It's going to be 100 and something gigabytes.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. You're going to need some space for this one. Like, there's any AAA games, they're not small anymore.
So at the time of filming this, it's a couple days out before the early release of Doom Dark Ages. So we will be running the game on the day of launch to get this into the video. We're going to talk about some gameplay and performance with this setup, but that'll be later. Right now, we're just going to focus on the build portion.
I'm looking for A2B2 for this dim size. Yep.
And the cool thing is they have it gray and black are the different color that they have laid out there. So A2 and B2 are going to be your gray, and then black is going to be your A1, B1. And then of course there's always that handy little diagram right there.
Yep.
It always makes it easy for you to tell which one's which. Now for memory, we went with Corsair Vengeance. I wanted something to kind of fit the theme. Definitely looks the theme.
I didn't even make the connection with the name. Yeah, Vengeance. Yeah, all right. I get what you're doing for here.
Oh no, this is all cohesive, I'm telling you. Now, I was gonna go for the ones without RGB because they looked a little bit more, I'll call it doomy. But I went RGB because I figured we could just make it pure red.
Yeah, you can do anything at that point.
So 32 gigabytes for that kit. So that's gonna be more than enough memory for basically any game. 16 gigs has been kind of the standard for gaming for a long time, but I feel like we're really pushing into the 32 gig range.
It's definitely shifting. For a while there, 16, I mean, basically just to reiterate, 16 was 100% the sweet spot for very long. And games are just getting too pretty, I think is really what it boils down to. Like, they just look really, really good, and they need that extra bit of oomph.
Well, you know what? We have a little bit to talk about in terms of prettiness, right?
Okay.
Doom Dark Ages is a ray traced required game.
Yes, right? That's why 2060 is the lowest you can go. Ray tracing is absolutely required, and that is the first NVIDIA-based ray tracing card. I believe for AMD, it's the 6600 XT is their minimum requirement.
Okay.
So you do definitely need a ray traced card.
Yeah, and that's becoming a standard for more games now. You have Indiana Jones, you have, I always forget, Assassin's Creed Shadows? Is that the title?
That's the newest one, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that also requires it. And that's just becoming standard all across the board. I'm gonna get our magnetic tray.
The other one, we have it in here, but SSDs are also becoming mandatory for gaming as well. That kind of kicked off early, like PS5 generation actually, and didn't really hit PC for a little bit, but it is definitely there now. And honestly, it's because of the same game that kicked it off for the PS5. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is really what was required for it, and it's required on PC, and now more and more is also required on PC.
That's so funny because you think about how, you know, the requirement of SSDs and all of that sort of bandwidth and speed for loading high-res textures. You would think it would be the most intensive game, but Ratchet & Clank, not to say it's not an intensive game. But
Have you played it? Because there's some
actually, I've
really
never played,
cool stuff in there.
I've never played Ratchet & Clank, I'll be honest. I've always been a Crash Bandicoot guy.
See,
I never had a PS2 because they were on PS2, right?
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
why.
yeah.
I missed out on a lot of good PS2 era games. But what I didn't miss out on, which I have over here, is my original Doom CDs for PC, which I bought 20 years ago. I still have this, by the way.
Don't age us like this.
Oh no, we're old. And we're gonna talk about a couple of other things that are gonna age us as well.
Are you maybe referring to the SNES copy of Doom 1 that's even older than that?
Tell me about it.
Yeah, so that one I actually have not played. It has never run. I don't have an SNES. But what I do have is a just continuous deep-seated love of Doom as a game, and from everything I've heard, the SNES copy of Doom actually runs pretty poorly. But I mean,
You don't say. Because it's still, is it in 3D?
oh yeah, no, it's like this is Doom. This is how Doom. They crammed it on this gorgeous red cartridge. And that was basically all I needed to see to be like, okay, no, I'm actually gonna pick that up and put it in a nice acrylic case and keep it safe because it is just such a silly piece of memorabilia that a lot of people, I didn't know that there was an SNES port of Doom in the first place.
Right. Yeah, I didn't either, actually, until you showed it to me today.
And actually, very funny story related to that Masters of Doom book. Doom, the team over at id, the original team, your Carmacks and Romeros, when they first figured out, I want to call it parallax scrolling, but it is not that. That is something else. But basically, you know how Doom is incredibly smooth, the classic one when you're
Right.
walking through it, and it actually feels like the world is moving past you as you're doing it, as opposed to, you know, your Castlevanias where it was a bit more blocky and taking your steps forward.
Right.
The team figured out how to do that, specifically Carmack figured out how to do that for Mario, and they pitched Nintendo trying to port Mario to the PC before eventually coming back and being like, what if we just make Doom instead? And
Right.
you know, a couple years later, all of a sudden Doom is on Nintendo consoles.
I think the spectrum from like Mario to Doom, you're happy, you know, turtles and mushrooms and silliness to just demons and blood and gore.
Well, I mean, the same
What a
team as
spectrum.
the Commander Keen team, so they
Right.
have a little bit of that childlike wonder to them. as we've said, rip and tear.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about OG Doom for a second, and I'm
Do it.
installing the motherboard right now. There's just a lot of screws here. So the original, like, I remember it. When did it come out? 93?
93?
On PC. So I remember it. I mean, I would have been like 5 at the time, I guess. But I never played it until like many years later. But you know what game I did play around the same time, mid 90s ish, was a game called Chex Quest. And I'm just gonna say it right now, I love that game. I actually found the original WAD for it and ran it.
Did you really?
And they made a remake of Chex Quest.
Yeah.
If you don't know what Chex Quest is, it was, and there was like commercials for it because I never ate Chex cereal. I went out of my way to buy Chex cereal to get that CD-ROM.
Oh, they got you good, huh?
Just so I could get that game. Chex Quest is a reskin of Doom 2 for kids, where you're a cereal guy that has to get the Phlemoids out.
I'm sorry, can you hit me with that name? The Phlemoids?
The Phlemoids. They're little
Okay.
green goblin guys that are like junk food bad guys or something, and you have to eat like fruits and vegetables as health. And
It's so funny because Doom was going through like a whole lot of controversy at the time as like this ultra-violent, ultra game, and then somebody's like, you know, what if we just reskin it and make
Oh,
it
yeah.
about eating healthy?
it's literally, and you're the first weapon you get in the game. So there's no knife, so you have a spork. And because you don't kill any of the Phlemoids, all of your weapons are transporters that just transport them back to their home planet.
I mean, you're helping them, is what I'm hearing.
I love that game. The intro for it is so silly and over the top. It's so ridiculous.
I'll have to dig into it at some point.
So that's where my Doom history started, was actually with Chex Quest. And check out the Chex Quest remake because it's on Steam. I own it.
It was free, or is still
I think
free?
it is free, or it's like $1 or $2 or something. Non-ironically, it's actually really fun because it's so dumb.
Also, the classic, if you're looking for it and you want that extra little bit too, the classic Doom 1 and 2 is actually still getting updated. I think they just added a new WAD from Romero to the Doom 1 and 2 combo pack on Steam.
So I'm taking out the pre-installed cooler brackets on the motherboard because we're going to get the AIO prep. Do you want to grab the AIO box?
Yeah, let's do it.
So for the AIO, we're going with the Lian Li Galahad LCD, and this thing is going to be, you know, a great cooler, obviously. 360 rad for that 9800 X3D, keep it ice cold. But that LCD, I have plans for it. Hey, Sean, do you know what my plans are?
Does it involve Doom?
It might. I feel like it's almost obvious, so I'm not even going to say what I'm going to do with the LCD screen.
I actually agree with you. I think it'll be, I'm excited.
Show, not tell.
Yeah.
Right? And I installed the riser here for the GPU, so that's already set. So when we get our GPU installed, we'll just put that vertically.
I really like that they kept the same color as the rest of the case for it.
Yes.
I feel like it would have been really easy to just make it a nice black and kind of have it blend in, but the fact that you can clearly see that it's red and matches everything else is really nice.
This 5080 is gigantic, but it's going to cover it. It's going to cover it. It's nice that that detail is there, but you're not going to. We'll know.
We'll know.
You guys know, but no one else is going to know. So I'm just doing a little minor prep work here.
Yeah,
So
anything?
you were talking about WADs?
Yeah.
Was it WAD or WAD?
I have no idea. I go with WAD because WAD just has a certain vibe that I don't like. It's got like a playground insult level.
Yeah.
So
WAD.
WAD.
All right, so while we get the AIO set up, I want to talk about something. And it's something I've talked to you about before. MyHouse.wad. Dude, you got to try it.
I know.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google it. You don't even have to play it. Watch the explainer videos. They're like 3 hours long. I was up till 2 in the morning watching it. MyHouse.wad, and they got John Romero to play it.
Yeah, I saw.
And he figured it out relatively quick. If you have not checked that out, it is a custom map for, was it Doom or Doom 2?
I think Doom 1.
Doom 1, where it's a really impressive thing that they did. And I don't want to spoil it too much, but have you ever read House of Leaves?
No, but I'm very familiar with it.
I've talked to you about this. I tried to read it. I could not get through it. I could not. Like,
I don't blame you. I've done some more research after talking to you about it. It's shown up in a couple of like videos I've watched, and I'm like, this looks like it's gonna be hard.
It's a lot of work, to be honest. And
it's not just that it's a book. Like, just to clarify, if you're not familiar, it's a book, but it's a book where like there's just whole pages of like black, and you're rotating it, and
so we're gonna have to split the fans off the rad.
Ooh, really?
So the rad's gonna have to go up here.
Okay.
Fans are gonna have to go underneath. So we're gonna have to start separating that.
All right. Well, I'll get to unscrewing.
So that's relatively easy. It's fine. It'll come together quick. So yeah, House of Leaves, famous book. MyHouse.wad, kind of a famous cult Doom mod that I don't want to spoil too much. I'm just going to say look into it because it's really interesting, especially if you're a Doom fan. It is super interesting.
I appreciate not spoiling it because everything I've heard about it, honestly, on a very related note, is similar to Blueprints, which is to say, just go play it. Mm-hmm. Like, looking up anything almost spoils a little bit of it for you, a little bit of the fun, a little bit of the discovery. Just go play it. Just go. You gotta go try it. Oh, these are all stuck together, aren't they?
Oh yeah. So I think this is the Unifans.
Yeah.
That all stick together. So also for the fans we're going for this case, I am going with more Lian Li fans. These don't have LCDs. I don't want to overcrowd it with LCDs. While I do like using the LCD fans and the LCD I/O, it gets overcrowded. You end up using a lot of your USB headers. So I just went with the regular wireless variety. So that's going to have us covered here.
Plus, you got some other stuff going on that an LCD screen might actually detract from.
Yeah, I'm going to have some goodies in here. So that's going to be all set up. But while you're doing that, I'm gonna get our power cables run to our CPU and our motherboard, just so that's done and out of the way.
Cool.
The nice thing about these modular power supplies, you can run the cables ahead of time, so you're not cramming your hand in there trying to get them connected.
Oh yeah.
And for our power supply, we have an MSI MAG A850GL, 850 watt. This is gonna be a really good power supply. More than enough headroom for what we have running here between the 5080 and the 9800 X3E. Here, I'll get you another little tray for those. There's no shortage of magnetic trays. And these are just a couple of bucks at microcenter. You can just pick it up.
Highly recommend it. I've got one stuck to my desk at all times, actually.
There you go.
Just because you never know when you're gonna have screws, if I'm being honest. If you're in tech in any way, shape, or form, the amount of things I'm like, I won't need any screws. Yeah, you do.
Here, let me get this going. Let's see if I can get a shot in there. So, you see I have plenty of room in here right now?
Yeah.
And it's just easier for me to just fit in there. There we go. Make my life a little bit easier.
So while you're doing that, I'll talk a little bit about like because you talked a little bit about like your first experiences with Doom. I want to touch a little bit on mine, because I am actually a fairly recent convert to the Church of Doom. I first played the original Doom in like 2012, back when I was in college, and I had the thought of like, oh, I should try these. You know, these are iconic games. I should really give them a shot, see how I feel about them. The problem was that the original Doom, or at least whatever I found, I couldn't get it to work with my mouse, so you had to like WASD and shoot with
you use the cursor keys, and like you would shoot with like what, control or something?
Yeah.
Yep.
Which makes sense for its era. Now, like again, that Doom 1 and Doom 2 that I mentioned earlier is keyboard and mouse supported, and it's great. But the way that I fell in love with the original Doom was actually on the Nintendo Switch.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was on the Switch.
It is, yeah. It's on the Switch. It runs really well. I don't know why I said that like it's a surprise. It's Doom.
It better run, because you can run it on you can run Doom on DNA if you want.
Yeah. Oh yeah. People have done some crazy things with Doom, but on the Switch, it turns into more of a twin stick shooter, where like you've got, you know, it's more traditional of, you know, one joystick moves you, one joystick looks around, and you're pulling the trigger to shoot. But that almost more twin stick shooter vibe works really, really well for early Doom.
I can see that.
So if you want to pick it up, don't do it the way I did it. Don't play it the way it launched. Go either buy it on Switch or on Steam, and give it a shot that way, because it's a ton of fun, and it holds up so much better than you might expect. It's obviously dated, don't get me wrong, but the map design, the little puzzles throughout, the combat encounters, they're all still so much fun.
Right. I'm trying to find all the secrets, which I always struggle with finding all the secrets. It actually drives me nuts even in the newer games.
You know what, so are you familiar with the concept of multi-world randomizer at all?
No, what is that?
Okay, so I'm gonna have to do some explaining here, because it is a whole thing. There is a subset of people, myself included, who are really into this thing called multi-world randomizer. And what that is basically it is me and a group of friends all getting together and playing video games together. The trick, however, is that none of us are playing the same game, and yet all of us are playing the same game. So like, I'm playing Doom, I've got a buddy playing, I don't know, Super Mario 64. And while we're going through, I might, you know, pick up where a shotgun was in the original Doom, and it turns into, oh, that's the wing cap for Mario 64. And so they get the notification that they now have access to the wing cap in their game. So I play a lot of Doom that way, where it's just this back and forth, and like, so.
What? How do you even get? What?
It started off with.
How'd you get into this?
Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time randomizer was actually the big starting point, and then people started going like, what if we just made it weirder? Because then it went to Link to the Past and Metroid. Oh my gosh, Super Metroid.
Super Metroid.
Yeah. Those two work together really well, and then people started being like, okay, what if we do Doom, Hat in Time, The Messenger, Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, just mash it all, Stardew Valley. mash it all together, and see what happens. It's great. It's a lot of fun, especially because it forces you to play Doom in ways that you wouldn't have otherwise expected. Like, you start off with no guns. You start off with a pistol, except you have access to not all the levels, but the E1 or M1 of all episodes. So you're going into like E8 M1 with a pistol and just hoping that you can find some of these pickups for your friends.
Right.
Just screaming past barons of hell and hoping that they don't clip you on the way past.
So you have to play simultaneously, like online or something? Like,
It's not. It's asynchronous. We all play online at the same time, but like theoretically, I could go and do Doom for a little bit, and then my buddy will pick up in, again, Hat in Time or something like that, and they'll get the notification that you received X, Y, and Z from my Doom game, basically.
what?
It's so cool. I really recommend it if you're looking for it. Archipelago is the place that you can find it. I think it's archipelago.gg if you're looking for a weird way to play Doom. That is my recommendation.
That is so strange.
It's really, really cool.
It
does take some setup. I'm not gonna lie to you. You do need a little bit of back-end work to get it going.
Yeah, I think so. That kind of buys into my singularity theory. That's just all intellectual properties, like creative intellectual properties, are just going to collapse into a singularity.
Yeah.
Where it's going to be exactly that. Doom and Mario and everything, and everyone's going to coexist in one game.
You mean Fortnite?
I love Fortnite. I love Fortnite for that exact reason.
Worried about the singularity, lives in the singularity.
Yeah, actually, that's literally the plot of the game. So what you were just talking about there, though, it reminded me of something else. Now I just completely lost it, but it'll come back to me. That sounds so insane, though.
It is. No, it's
like I want the Mario like flower power up like in my next Doom game. So I mounted the AIO. It's sandwiching this plate here. This is going to go right on here. Cool. Now I'm just going to reattach this part right here.
Cool.
And then we can get the AIO mounted. I think we do have to change the hardware.
All over here, I think.
Oh, you have it. Okay.
Yep.
So there should be an AM5 bracket for that. And I'll even give you the handy dandy manual just for reference.
Do we use thermal paste on this, or is this pre-applied?
Pre-applied.
All right. Well, it comes with extra thermal paste.
Yeah, they usually do, because I think if you ever want to do a reapplication, because, I mean, that happens, you know what I mean? Like, maybe you take it off and you want to, like, put more swap CPUs, especially if it's AMD, because AM5 supported to 2027, so you can keep upgrading.
You love to see it. All right, there is your platform installed. There's a little bit of lift to it.
So while I'm getting this going, I do want to talk about Doom 3.
Okay.
Which I bought a long time ago. It was scary. Like the game, it was scary. It's a scary game. But I'll say this, like I know people have like mixed feelings about Doom 3. Also, did you know that Trent Reznor was attached to do the music for Doom 3? He was originally supposed to, but I think it fell apart.
Oh, that would have been incredible.
But I think it's the drummer from Nine Inch Nails who did the composed music for Doom 3.
No kidding.
The music's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about some music in a minute because there's other music things I'm going to ramble about. But
what, Doom has good music? That's a hot take coming in 2026.
Well, I mean,
2025.
depending on which camp you're in, because I do have thoughts about music for the new one. I really hope it's good.
Oh, fingers crossed.
But Doom 3 was like, it's spooky. It's a spooky game. It's really slow paced.
Yeah.
And I'll say this much. Have you ever played Doom 3?
I haven't. It's one that I have installed through like Game Pass. And I just kind of keep looking at it and thinking, I should try that. It looks like it'd be worth trying. I love Doom. I know it's not traditional Doom, but it seems like it'll be an interesting experience. And then I boot Doom.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, 2016 Doom is just perfect. It's just perfect.
You're not going to hear any argument from me on that one.
So I'll say this much. You ever played Dead Space?
Yeah, I love Dead Space.
Yeah, it's the same game.
All right.
Doom 3 and Dead Space are the same game. They are the same exact game. The mechanics are different and stuff, but like they're both slow-paced, survival-y.
Space alien monster.
Space spookers.
Yeah.
You know, jump scares around every corner. It's the same game. But Doom 3 just, it's fine. It's fine. It's not great. It's fine.
I mean, sometimes you just need a little bit of an interesting addition to the catalog to really shake it up and see what it is. Because I mean, even from their Doom. I mean, if you want to talk about 2016 into Eternal into Dark Ages, are 3 very different games.
Oh yes.
Because like 2016 is way more run and gun in your face.
Doom Eternal.
Eternal, thank you. There are too many Doom games, and they're all kind of just called Doom.
I know.
Is a lot more like you have to be way more intent in what you're doing with it when you run into stuff like the Marauder,
Right.
which a lot of people had a lot of thoughts about them. What are your thoughts on the Marauder?
I like it. It changes the pacing of the game in a good way. It challenges you. I think run and gun is fun, but I like Doom Eternal more, way more, especially at the harder difficulties, because there's way more challenges and things that you have to time just right. Because with the Marauders, if you're too close, they like hit you.
Right.
But if you're too far, they just shoot you.
Yep.
So you have to do that dance, which I think some people were really turned off by, but I was really into it because it's like this extra challenge, because like now you have to be more situationally aware.
Yeah.
Versus just, I'm just gonna run up and just shoot everything under the sun. But you know, that's just me. Like I prefer Eternal, but 2016 has the better soundtrack.
Agreed, undeniably. When I played Eternal originally, I had pretty opposite thoughts about the Marauder. I was kind of unimpressed by them. I liked the run and gun of 2016. I liked just that high energy. But then I went back and replayed Eternal, and I've come around in a big way. The Marauders add just a little bit of extra zhuzh to the spice mix.
Yeah, because it's challenging.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like Doom is supposed to be like, you know, crazy intense, like fun, but also like it's supposed to be hard.
Oh yeah.
Even Romero, actually, so when he did the gameplay of MyHouse.wad, he played on like the hardest difficulty, like just right off the gate.
They're actually. Where do you start? What difficulty do you start on with Doom?
I play everything medium. Well, here's the thing. Like, I want to do. When I did like 2016 and Doom Eternal, I played them on the whatever the like medium setting was. I forgot the names.
Yeah.
Like not the baby setting, but like I want to play it just to sort of get an understanding of the core mechanics and gameplay, the core understanding of the guns, the enemies, and just story. Story. Then I will replay at a harder difficulty and just try to ramp it up. Like that's my approach for that.
That is what I would call the smarter approach.
I know some people just go right in. Oh, also really quick, so I put the brackets on.
Yeah.
So it comes with these brackets for the AM5.
Yeah.
And then this is just gonna install right onto those. So I use the same screws that came with the motherboard. It goes right in.
That's a real easy setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am almost certainly going to start Dark Ages at the same difficulty. The Nightmare difficulty, just that step up from medium, not all the way.
Right.
But like just enough, because I mean, listen, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm pretty good at these types of games. I've P-ranked all of Ultra Kill. If you know what that is, you know what I'm talking about.
This man knows what he's doing.
So I like a little bit of extra challenge to it. That a little extra difficulty really adds to it.
Yeah, I mean, I like difficulty, but I think, you know, also I have time constraints. You know, I got a kid and like everything else, so it's hard to find the time to sink into it.
You know, I bet if I had a kid, my opinion might change a little bit on that one. Because I can sit there and be like, all right, I'm gonna fight this Marauder for the next hour until I figure it out.
Yep.
Whereas you're a bit more, I got 15 minutes to play. Let's
see how far I can get before I gotta go run. All right, star pattern. Still tightening this guy down. Yeah, I mean, because like otherwise I would totally just go right in, like balls to the wall. But I am looking forward to Dark Ages. There's a lot of interesting things there. I like that. I feel like there was a universal reaction to the trailer. And tell me if you shared this reaction. The trailer starts, they do their stuff, Doom, okay, great, new Doom game. And then they show gameplay with the shield. And it's like, he has a shield, that's weird. Like, Doomslayer wouldn't have a shield. and then the saw comes out, and it's like, oh, the shield is a chainsaw. Okay, fine.
Yep, that makes perfect sense,
I feel like
actually.
it was a universal acceptance, like immediately by everyone. It was just like a shield. That's weird. Oh, it's a chainsaw. Cool.
Yeah. The reviews, as we're talking about this, are just starting to come out on Eternal. Yeah, or not Eternal, Dark Ages. Yeah. I've only glanced at Polygon's review so far.
Okay.
To which they basically described that you're either going to love it or hate it. I think it's going to be kind of like the Marauder of divisiveness, because it is, again, each game is a little bit different from the one before. Whereas like the original, like Doom 1, 2, 64, they're all functionally, they build on each other, but like they're not any really different from one another. Whereas, like at 1, you run a gun. 2, you got the Marauder to make you slow down. 3 is apparently way more about melee and parrying mechanics.
Ooh, Dark Souls in my Doom?
Kinda, yeah. Which I think
interesting.
I'm into, actually.
I don't mind. I don't play Dark Souls, but like I play other games where parrying is becoming kind of like Valheim.
Yeah, okay.
That game is all about parrying. That's Minecraft with parrying. Literally, it's just Minecraft with parry mechanics. So like, I'm okay with it. I accept it. Like I'm kind of used to it. So that doesn't bother me so much. I like that risk-reward gameplay mechanic of like, if you miss it or don't time it right, like I've gotten used to it. I feel like that's a well-accepted mechanic.
I think, honestly, I might have been more concerned about it, but if you excuse me, I'm going to go back to the Ultra Kill well for a second, because parrying is a huge thing in that game. Like, basically, most enemy attacks, you can just turn around and you punch it right back at them. And it's great. It's so much fun, and doing so, you immediately get all your health back. Like, it's such a fun mechanic that I think will translate well to Doom, because Ultra Kill is kind of its own take on Doom.
Ultra Kill's been on my to-do list for a while.
It needs to be at the top of your to-do list, if I'm being honest.
VR or regular? Isn't there a VR version?
I don't know if there's a VR version, actually.
Ultra Kill. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Super Hot. I'm getting them mixed up in my head. Ultra Kill's that's the other one that, yes, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Ultra Kill's very different than Super Hot. That's what I was thinking, was Super Hot in my
Super
head.
Hot's also really, really good.
That's also been on my to-do list for
both VR and non-VR, actually. I really recommend both of them.
Right. That's why I was thinking VR, because of Super Hot.
Would you be surprised that we have opinions on boomer shooters? We're here excitedly talking about Doom. I referenced a book on Doom. I think I have thoughts.
We're the right demographic. That's for sure. Okay, so AIO is on, cooler is mounted. We got to do some cable management for some of this stuff, so we're going to knock some of that out, get the power supply in there. Case cables, also going to get that wired up, but frankly, this is going to be kind of a breeze.
Nice.
Let's just get it going, man.
Let's do it.
Cool. So we did some cable management. Not really, it's not really managed, but we got all the cables connected.
That counts. That counts.
AIO cables are all set, and there's a lot there that you have to do. Also, we switched out all the fans, so there was 3 fans in the case. We swapped those out with all Lian Li fans because I want the LED to glow. So I have the exhaust fan, 2 fans on the bottom, 2 fans over here, and that's all controlled with this one wireless little dongle here.
Okay.
So that's actually kind of neat. So it's just the power going to the fans. Everything else is controlled through here.
Yeah.
There's like a wireless receiver built into the fans, and that's what like controls the whole thing.
That is super cool. I'm not super familiar with like Lian Li's whole Unify system at this point. That is...
It's getting pretty good.
Yeah.
But I did have to use it's kind of a mess here, but I did have to use the Lian Li USB splitter.
Yeah.
So this 1-to-3 splitter, you really need one of these if you're gonna go with an LCD AIO, if you're gonna go with a bunch of fans and connectors and things. Like, honestly, a USB header splitter at this point is like a necessity. I think motherboards should start coming with this cable because it's a really important cable that's needed more and more.
Especially as people keep adding more and more fans. Because I had to get one for my last build, I believe, because I had a number of fans, and motherboards have a limited number of headers that you can even connect to.
Yeah, I know like Lian Li has their power supply that has the headers like on the power supply.
Oh, interesting.
So you can like run through that, but like frankly, it's just, you just really burn through them really fast. So I'm going to connect our cables to our power supply, and then we just get our power supply installed, and that's kind of it, man. We're on the tail end of this.
I mean, I'm seeing one big asterisk here right now as far as kind of it, but
The one last important step,
yeah,
it's going to be that really nice GPU that we have over here. And I'm just getting all of our cables plugged in. I did have to do a SATA power, so I've got that over here. I'm going to plug that in, so that's going to power up all of our controllers and all the other fun things. And there we go. Cable management. Do you think
don't look at it.
Do you think Doomslayer does cable management? I feel like he just slams everything in and just closes the chassis.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Calls it a day.
100%. It's a mess in there, but somehow it works. I think honestly out of fear more than anything.
The one thing I like about Doom Eternal is that Doomslayer is canonically a PC gamer, because they show his like
Oh yeah, the big setup up in the Citadel or whatever it is.
the Temple of Doom or the Citadel of Doom.
I think Temple of Doom might be copywritten by somebody else.
Yeah, that's right. There was like a whole movie with that, wasn't there?
Yeah. Yeah, some sort of like Kentucky Smith or something like that.
No, what was it called again? It was the something of Doom.
I think it was
it
Citadel.
the Citadel of
I
Doom?
think so.
Was that it? Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, most of the time when I'm playing that game, I'm not spending a lot of time in there. I am on the field looking to shoot things in the head.
I do like that you can explore the Citadel though. Like there's some cool Easter eggs.
Oh yeah.
I like the arena that they have in there, and you can collect the old soundtrack, because I love playing the original E1M1 at Doom's Gate song.
Yeah.
And have that running.
Okay, here's a fun one for you. I tried to learn that on bass one time. That rips real fast.
Really?
Like, you don't realize how quickly you need to be moving your fingers until you're trying to play it, and you're like, okay, I see why. I mean, number one, there are people out there who can play it.
Sure.
But
That's a hard one, huh?
it's way hard. Listen, you go on the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I can do it about that speed if that's what you're looking for, but I think it loses a little bit to it.
You got to do it with that real momentum, that Doom momentum that's needed. All right, there we go. I'm just getting the last screw in for our power supply. But this is coming along very nicely.
It's a real pretty looking build.
And I'm looking at the motherboard connectors here. So I'm seeing, got a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet. That's always good to see. I'm seeing more 2.5 gigabit Ethernet on motherboards these days.
Yeah.
More throughput, always great.
And this is a Wi-Fi motherboard.
Wi-Fi 7, yep. X870,
Yeah. X870 plus Wi-Fi 7. Wi-Fi, listen, I've been beating this horse for a while now, but Wi-Fi is really good now, is the thing. Like, I remember back when I worked in the store in 2012 or 2014, 15, 16, somewhere in that range. I was always telling people like, oh, you know, you're not gonna get your best performance if you're not wired in, because there's just so much back in the, you know, Wi-Fi 4 era where it would drop anything basically, and now it's so smooth, it's so seamless. I'm not on wired in my own home, and I think we've got like Wi-Fi 5, Wi-Fi 5E somewhere in that range, and I'm still pulling 30, 32 ping, which is way more than playable.
right.
One
So-
time I even had it at 7.
7 ping.
Yeah, I think that it was connected to the Amazon services like in our backyard, if I'm being honest.
Just running right across the street.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make Doomslayer proud. I'm gonna just slap all the cables
All right.
just right into the back of here, because I really just want to get this running, because I want to get ready for Doom. Also, I have some other things in mind for this build. I feel like the work I'm trying to do, just getting it to like sit here, is more than if I just sat and actually managed the cables.
That is the big truth of cable management, I feel like sometimes, is you look and you're like, oh, that's gonna be so much work and it's gonna be so hard. And you decide, well, instead, I'm gonna just try and spend 10 minutes forcing all of the cables to stay in place while I shove this on.
Yep.
And you could have just slapped a zip tie on it.
Look at that.
It looks great though.
It's coming along. It is coming along.
I really like, when you're done here, I'm gonna rotate it, but like, there's a really nice design on the back here that actually does give Doom vibes.
Yep.
Like, it's just very industrial, very utilitarian.
It's good bread. There's a nice negative space here that I wonder what's going to go there.
I am so excited. I am so excited to see what you've been concocting.
No, I put the panel on and I didn't connect.
No!
I made a mental note to make sure I put the GPU cable. Oh my goodness, I set myself up. I absolutely set myself up with that one. Whatever, it's like 2 seconds.
How many builds have you done so far? Like just while
Too
you
many, like 50 or something.
It's okay. I actually don't think it was in all the way anyway, because this was sticking out a bit.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, well I needed some work done anyway.
It was intentional. It was planned.
All right, I'm gonna run.
Yeah.
If you want to run around to the front, I'm gonna run this cable over to you in a minute. What are you stuck in? Oh, that.
Maybe here. I can hold some of the. Oh, actually, I can hold these cables through this channel up here.
Oh, there we go.
To try and tighten it back a little bit.
This isn't regular laziness. This is advanced laziness.
Co-op laziness.
We're doing so much extra work just to save ourselves like 2 minutes of work.
If that.
Big if true. All right, so that's coming along. And top panel can also go on. Very nice black color here.
Yeah. Oh, it's got that same kind of like design as the front over here or the back over there.
These height cases are really, really nice.
There's a reason that we get a lot of height cases submitted to the build showcase over at micro.center/builds. But they're great cases. They're really gorgeous.
And you can share your build with us there as well.
We want to see it.
All right, so for our GPU, how many slots are on the card again? Is it 2?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never been able to estimate how many slots cards are.
Well, how many prongy thingies?
2.
2, okay. So I'll start with that. But yeah, the actual card itself, that's like 3 and some change, I think.
Yeah.
It'll fit. I mean, honestly, for that GPU, I would want to mount it the original way, like horizontally. Mm-hmm. But because this is sort of a showcase build, I really want to showcase the GPU. So that's why we're going to lean into the showcase aspect of it. Let's
do it.
Make sure
Absolutely.
we got a good shot of that.
I really like, while you're kind of unpacking this, the way that the Asus TUF products all blend with each other really nicely.
This is looking really good.
They have a great matching aesthetic that I think, again, will work really well with that like UAC space utility.
So there's some cohesiveness here, and it's all coming together. So for this one, you can just slot it right in this way.
Okay.
And it's gonna grippy on there.
I've never inserted a vertical GPU before, so I am kind of excited. I feel like you're nervous.
What's the worst that can happen?
Nothing.
PC components are very strong these days. They're actually very durable.
That is 100% true. It is.
There you go.
Yeah, it's nice and easy. I will hold this up. Well, you want to screw it in? You want me to screw it in?
Yeah, what we'll do is now we can just flop it up.
Oh.
And I'll work on it.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, huh?
If you want to hop around, and you can get the power cable going there.
Little yellow cable. Great way to make sure that your cables are fully plugged in when it comes to these GPUs. That is incredibly important. And basically now they're designed so that if you can see any of the yellow, it's not in all the way. So you just give it a little bit more oomph until you can't see any yellow and you'll be good to go.
ATX 3.1, that's the thing to look for. So talk to the associates at Microcenter if you're unsure. They can help you out when it comes to your GPU cables and your power supply. So make sure you get set up with the right combination, because there's ATX 3.0, ATX 3.1, 12 volt high power, 12 volt 2x6. There's a lot going on there. So definitely a lot of questions you can ask.
That's a lot of power cables.
Yeah, that's a lot to like memorize if you don't know everything about power supplies and cables.
Come on, man, it's a screw.
I know, I'm just dropping it everywhere.
No need to be afraid.
Speaking of Mars, you ever see Total Recall?
I did.
Favorite movie of all time for me.
Well, speaking of Mars, you ever watched the Doom movie?
Oh God, okay. For as good as the games are, that movie is awful. But the POV scene
is great.
It is actually.
It's weirdly really, really good.
Unironically, the POV scene of that movie is actually really good. Carl Urban, you have The Rock.
Yeah.
When he had hair. which I've never actually watched it. I've watched it on like TBS, and I'm just like, why? Like, there's no demons in the movie, right? Like, they're not actually demons. They're like.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have watched the whole thing. I own the whole thing on Blu-ray, and I only remember the POV shot from that movie. It's not
the only memorable part.
It's not great. It's fun. If you're looking for like a Friday movie night with some friends, it's fun. But like,
oh god,
there's a reason people forget that they made a Doom movie.
All right, let's get all this together. Well, okay, let me ask you this. If they ever made a Doom movie, where would you want it to pick up? From the original Doom, do you want like a Die Hard style guy stuck on Mars, demon invasion, he's just a human? Or do you want Doom 2016, superpowered, superhuman, crazy human, like demon killer? Which vibe would you want to go for a Doom film in this day and age?
Because I could really see it going either way. I think it would make either a great action movie or it would make a great horror movie. But I think the truth is that we already kind of have a Doom movie in John Wick, actually. And I'm gonna defend that.
You're not wrong.
Because Doom 2 is canonically the Doom guy losing his mind because the demons killed his rabbit.
That is true. It is canon.
So,
which is funny because the demons also killed his family, but Daisy the rabbit was the bigger.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me get a power cable over here so we can get this to post. Here, remember that extension cable you had? We're gonna post this in a new way. Because look, there's DisplayPort Alt on the USB over here, so I can just run it on this portable monitor, so I don't have to move this to make sure it posts. So we can just test if this is gonna post now.
Ooh, I like that a lot because we definitely had some.
Well, because every time we do the post,
time.
we have to move it back and forth, and now I'm just like, well, I have this portable monitor. It just plugs in. It's fine. And it's also kind of fun to play with too, because I can hold it. I'll take.
I'm trying to figure out which cable's which.
There we go.
That's what you're looking for.
Keyboard's really all we need.
Yep. Just want to make sure it works.
All right, my friend. Will you do the honors?
You've done this to me before. Is the power actually
The power
on?
switch is on. The power switch is on.
All right, all right. Let's do it.
No, I'm kidding.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. We love to see it. Oh, I know why it's doing that. Hold on. No, I know why. That's the CPU cable. It's too close to the AIO.
Oh.
Because we shoved it up there.
Yeah.
Go.
Nice.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to get this set up.
This isn't Doom themed enough?
I mean, I think it's a pretty good Doom look, but we can go a little bit further. So
I'm
we're going to
excited.
be back in just a few minutes, and we're going to have some more fun surprises for you. Okay, so this is the full setup. So everything that we built the other day,
Yeah.
this is it. What do you think?
I am just utterly blown away. How did you do all this?
A lot of 3D printing. Everything here, 3D printed. Can you believe that?
That is incredible. It all looks obviously painted, right?
Yes. So
Like
I painted the figurine. It took me 24 hours to print this, and then it took me another like 6 hours to paint it. I've never done figurine painting before, so this is my first time.
Congrats, you could have fooled me. This thing looks absolutely incredible.
I'll
Holy
admit,
cow.
It's rough around the edges, but I think holistically, once you see it all together, and we put this together in 6 days. I think maybe if I spent some more time like really kind of planning, we could have gone even bigger.
I mean, the trick too is like all this stuff. I've built a lot of models in my day. Like it's about looking at it from a distance and like genuinely, you talk about imperfect. I see nothing. Like from a distance, especially, this thing looks absolutely stunning. How did you get the stringing?
So that is just a glue gun that we took with an air blaster, and we just like threw it on there.
Holy cow! Oh my! You got the little button.
The button is the Doom skull that you press in to like activate stuff.
Are the chains 3D printed as well?
The chains are 3D printed, and look inside the case. You haven't even seen what's inside.
Oh my good.
So we have that 9800X 3D, that 5080, but then inside we went even further. We printed fan covers. With the Doom like rune, and then the chains around the AIO.
And I see a classic running right here.
Right there on the LCD screen, we have Doom running.
Is,
So it's just a GIF. I haven't gotten Doom actually running, but I'm pretty confident we could get it running on that screen.
is that like the world record attempt for E1M1? Because that's a real fast E1M1.
I think so. I just found the GIF online and put it on there, but I mean, it looks perfect. And then right above it, do you see what's up there? Above the AIO.
Ooh.
You were saying that we should put the icon of sin inside.
You know what?
So I printed that and I put it there because it seemed like it would be the perfect spot for it.
It is, yeah. Oh my goodness. Especially with all like we were talking about this during the actual build, like the TUF stuff gives a really solid like gunmetal.
Yeah. We tried to make some like gunmetal like ornaments to like sort of match, and then sort of, it's got that like, I don't know, Space Marine vibe mixed with like the hellscape and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went all out on this one.
How is it attached? Can
This?
I ask? Yeah, like
It's
all
like-
of this attached.
So everything else is loose. This is actually held on with like a double-sided tape.
Okay.
So that's how I attached it all, was just double-sided tape and like glue gun stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, make it removable in case you ever want to take it off. But why would you?
So here, I think my last question is, right. We built this together, but I'm taking this home, right? Like this is mine now. I just.
Only if you could speed run Dune Dark Ages, start to finish.
What's my time?
I don't know. I don't know how long the campaign is, but you have to do it on a nightmare.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. I can do that.
Let's test play this. All right, so we're sitting here and let's load her up.
I am so excited.
So I splurged a little bit for the premium edition so we can get the early access to the game, which actually started last night. I was able to download this yesterday.
Oh, that's nice.
I loaded it up just to get it kind of set up a little bit, but I haven't played. So this is just a dry reaction just right off the bat. Ooh, that looks cool. Oh, we're getting 2,000 frames per second on the loading screen.
Oh, that's actually a little below what we want to see on this one, I think.
Looking pretty good. And so for the setup here, we went with a Red Dragon keyboard and mouse because thematically I figured kind of fits.
There's dragons. That's
exactly.
not spoilers. That's in the
Little
trailer.
dragon here, dragon on the thing. It actually matches pretty well. Look at that.
Let's do it.
So this monitor, by the way, this is an Alienware, and I picked this one because it kind of looks like the Maker style.
Oh, I see what you're going for
Doom
there.
Eternal.
Yeah.
I know this is Doom Dark Ages, but Doom Eternal, you know, that's where I got the figurine from. I don't have the models from this game yet, so I can't print anything from here, but I'm going to. But the Alienware monitor, 4K, 240 hertz, QD OLED. Oh yeah.
This thing's gonna look incredible on
32-inch curved. So we're just loading up the game now.
Yeah.
Let's check the settings really quick.
Okay.
And we have a headset here for audio so we can kind of hear, but we don't want to drown out the microphones.
I'm not gonna mess too much with this stuff. I don't even know what half of it does yet.
Oh, that's all just normal gameplay
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
What's this HUD? What's that face avatar style?
Face avatar style. Okay, so we got that.
Oh, okay. No way. They got the original Doom guy?
Ooh.
Yeah, we're going with that.
Yeah, 100%.
Wait, what? But there's a third option. What is that?
None.
Oh, no, wait. No. Classic,
Yeah,
please.
classic 100%.
Okay.
No way out.
Do you have to? Okay, no, it's set. You know how sometimes you have to change the settings. You have to hit like
Yeah.
for it to keep.
All right, subtitles on. Good. I always like to have those on.
Yeah, I like playing with subtitles too. All right, so for graphics, I maxed it out.
Where is graphics? That'd probably be down here. Yeah.
Yep. So 4K.
Okay.
I think everything was set to high. So I do have DLSS on.
I'm fixing the field of view right now.
You're
I'm
going
sorry.
120.
I go all the way. The SCFOV, I crank that slider all the way up.
Dude, Quake much? Okay.
I was a TF2 player. It's where you learn it and it's where you stick with it.
I get it. I mean, 90 to 100 is like my comfort level. But
Yeah.
120 on this? All right, I'm curious.
We're going to find out. I mean, listen, the best thing with settings, I crank them, and then if I need to dial them back, I can. So
I went DLSS. We have quality. I have frame gen on at 4x because I want to see the difference with frame gen on and off.
Okay.
RTX is on. I think everything else is set. I did turn motion blur off. So
Good.
Actually, you know what's kind of cool? They have a mode where it's cinematic only. They only put motion blur on the in-game cinematics, but not on the gameplay.
That sounds like the best of both worlds.
Exactly, because I guess when you turn it off, it's true. When they do the in-game cinematics, it turns off, so it looks a little more jarring.
Yeah, interesting.
So I'm kind of cool with that. Everything else just kind of set to high. I mean, let's just let's just dive in and see what happens.
Oh, there it is. Now we save.
All right, save our changes. Campaign.
Campaign, new slot. Now listen, you said nightmare, but that turns out that's medium.
Oh, so pandemonium or
Or no, it's ultra violence. For a challenging experience or confident in your first person, if you need more than just a challenge. Yep, nope, nightmare it is. All right, all right.
See, I would do like ultra violence or maybe even hurt me plenty, but you know.
I don't know what any of this is, so we're just not going to worry about it right now. Trial by fire, if there's anything that's more doom than that, I don't know what it is.
Oh, you can change the parry window.
Ooh, there's a lot of settings in here.
Enemy aggression, least, most, games. You can change the game speed, days duration.
I like this. I'm seeing this more and more in like boomer shooters because even like they keep going back to the ultra kill well, but I'm gonna do it a lot.
Yeah.
Even ultra kill has a lot of great like assistance like this where you can have the game cranking at like 100% speed, but if you need a bigger parry window for whatever reason, you can give yourself that. And I think that's
interesting.
Just wonderful for anyone looking for a more accessible game. And these games are so good, I cannot blame anyone for it.
That's really interesting. Okay.
Let's do it.
So you could really tweak.
Oh yeah.
All right, I want to see what performance looks like because we put a lot of emphasis on the parts. Again, 9800X 3D, and microcenter has tons of 9800X 3Ds available, so just check our website for availability near you. And that 5080, let's go.
Let's do it.
So 220 FPS, 1% lows are good. I mean, this is an in-game cinematic, but this looks gorgeous.
And this is coming through with rain and everything too, which
Okay, all right, I'm into this.
Still maintaining above 200 FPS on this too.
Yeah, you see his ghost in Doom Eternal.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Sentinel Command. Okay, this looks sick. You ever see that old animated movie, Heavy Metal?
No, but I'm familiar with it.
This is what it reminds me of. It reminds me of that mixed with like sci-fi, and this is like insane. He's wearing chainmail in a Star Trek-esque command center.
Well, in case you get shot by an arrow while you're on the bridge of the USS Enterprise, you gotta be prepared. Oh, this guy ain't making it through this game, that's for sure.
Dune much? Dune in my Doom?
A Harkonnen?
I wish I 3D printed a real size.
Yeah. Granted, it's probably good that you didn't because we probably would have hurt ourselves or any of the PCs floating around here.
That's true. Look at that. Where are we dropping, boys?
You can't shoot yourself out of a cannon.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that we were told in Doom 2016.
He did it multiple times. Oh, okay, I think you better get ready.
All right, all right.
Yep.
This feels like it's about to give me control.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, you're in. All right, here we go. So, frame gen on, DLSS on, 4K.
This is heavy, like rain, particle effects all over the place.
230 FPS, 1% lows, 207, 218. So we're looking pretty good. I mean, performance-wise, like you're there. Okay, I see you got the movement. All right, there we go. Hold block. Okay. Blocking too many attacks causes a thing. By the way, can I call out how much I love this?
It's so good. It's so good. I'm so happy to see the old style back.
Okay, so you got sprint.
Yep.
Look at the effects here and the particles. This is incredible.
The lightning in the sky. Holy cow.
Great.
I am gonna spend a lot of time in this game, I think.
Yep, so you crawl up the wall.
So you scramble up that wall.
You scramble, yeah. This all feels very familiar. I like the shield there on the bottom left. But performance-wise, like this is rock solid.
It's incredible. Yeah, no, it's it's maintained above 200 pretty much the entire time, or at least every time I've looked at it.
1% lows, latency 35 milliseconds. So I'm curious. All right, you just cleared off that room before you break into there.
Yeah.
Hit escape. Let's change the graphics settings really quick. Let's see if we can turn frame generation off.
Okay.
I want to see what that looks like.
Frame generation off.
And we'll keep DLSS on for now.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Yep, save our settings.
Save that.
Okay, so with frame generation off, DLSS on, we're getting FPS 89, 90, 1% lows, 86. Are you feeling a difference?
Not really, honestly.
Your latency went down. I mean, it went back up just a little bit. All right, so, they're dazed. Glory kills, right?
Glory kills.
Let's see it. Whoa, okay.
All right.
So 1% lows, actually in the high 70s, low 80s, FPS 89.
That is more than playable.
But your latency dropped to like 24, 26 milliseconds versus the 35 you're getting with 4x frame gen on. There it is.
The rhythm of this is already starting to click, and it feels real good.
So 4K high settings, I mean, I would keep DLSS on because frankly, I'm not noticing any artifacts or any weirdness, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it's just an upscaler, so you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, this looks gorgeous on this monitor.
It really,
And performance is good. I know this is the intro level, and we really have a lot more Doom to what they're gonna. I'm sorry. Wait, you ever play Rainbow Six? Rainbow Six in my Doom. What is going on?
I will say, I mean, like, you mentioned this is the early level, but like at the same time, a lot of games do kind of kick off. You need a big banger of an opening. So like,
That's true.
To be like, oh, it's just the early level. We don't really know what's coming. I mean, we have rain, constant fire effects,
I mean,
constant
like they're trying to throw everything in the kitchen sink in terms of showing like graphical fidelity, gameplay wise.
I mean,
like,
you got your God rays coming through for ray tracing right here. Like that's stunning.
So that required ray tracing. Oh, and you get a preview of what's ahead. So that's definitely the next arena. So try this next arena without frame gen on.
Okay.
And let's see how that performs. Because frame gen, obviously, that 4x, you're getting a big frame rate improvement. Oh, okay. They dropped you some goodies. All right, you got a little glove.
You know, when they said weapon, I wasn't expecting a gauntlet.
You are the weapon. Oh, spiky gauntlet. Okay.
Okay, this is your chainsaw.
It's your chainsaw.
It's your chainsaw.
It's the same thing. Because usually you get the ammo and health drops with the chainsaw.
Yeah. Where's a big guy? We're gonna.
Oh, there's a lot of gauntlet charges here, so clearly something's coming.
All right. What do you got for me? All right. Just you little bear swipe.
I want you to test it out.
Pressing 3 times rapidly. Okay. All right. Give me a big guy.
So you can do a 3-hit combo. Oh,
All right. I'm picking it up now. Come here, buddy.
In the boot. So an FPS like this, obviously you want the highest frame rate possible. And I think that the base frame rate we're getting here, 90, 86, 1% lows in the 80s, like the base frame rate is really, really good. But if we're gonna play 4K, you know, high settings and we want the highest frame rate, that frame gen is actually doing a really good job.
Yeah, it really was. Again, I haven't noticed any huge difference between frame gen on and off as far as like latency goes or anything like that. So if you got frame gen on, just rock it and get even better frame rates than. All right. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I had to take a minute
you had to knock them right down.
to dive bomb.
And those enhancements are only going to get better over time, especially as these game developers train these AI models that NVIDIA has available to get better performance. So you're really leveraging all of the different hardware. You're leveraging the VRAM. You're obviously leveraging those tensor cores and those ray trace cores all together. This looks fun.
I'm
critical health. Use that shield, buddy. Okay, get a couple bits.
There we go.
All right, you're back up.
Come here. Just a little friendly tap. Thank you.
So people were saying that Doom Eternal was more movement-based, but this feels really movement-based. Like, this doesn't feel like a...
I think the huge difference between Eternal and this one, before I... Oh, hang on, there's a guy.
Go clear the room.
Is that, like, there's definitely a lot of movement to it, but it's more about closing the gap sort of movement, whereas, like, Doom Eternal, you were swinging, you were...
I like the monkey bars in Doom Eternal.
They are,
it's a fun mechanic of just like, I'm gonna swing up and jump over your head and shoot you.
Yeah, this is definitely a bit more about like getting up close and personal, so I can do a little bit of little.
There you go.
Claw action.
And do you have a double jump?
No
double jump?
yet,
Maybe you probably unlock it. All right, double jump is a necessity for me for any game. Always. I just love a good double jump.
Oh, or at least a way to get yourself up higher. I think that's just a little bit extra oomph. Ooh, it's so good.
You got the blue key. Okay, cool. Actually, that was one of the things I wanted to 3D print. I ran out of time, but I wanted to make a set of keys for you to take.
You ran out of time? There's only so much going on in the past 6 days.
I just need more 3D printers,
I got the
obviously.
key.
And the cool thing I want to point out about this is that everything here I got at Microcenter. The PC, the parts, the monitor, the keyboard, the mouse, all the filament for the 3D printer, the 3D printer itself, and that's really awesome. You can support everything from gaming to even just your maker hobbies. And
sorry, as a quick aside, what was that?
oh, you're on fire.
The fire effect is neat.
Yeah, you're on fire, buddy.
Sorry, continue to talk about Microcenter and all the great things you can get here.
Oh, block it.
Oh, parry. Maybe?
Yeah, so with a well-timed shield block, you can parry and your melee strikes are faster. Okay, so you knocked it back.
All right. You gonna send another one at me? No? All right.
I guess that was just the one you broke it. The one thing that we don't have was the paint, which is something that, I don't know, what do you think? Should Microcenter sell hobbyist paint for maybe model making and things like that?
I mean, I certainly wouldn't be opposed.
Sorry, after you kill this big guy, try frame gen on again.
Yeah, let's do it.
I just want to see, what's that max frame rate we were getting? So yeah, 4x.
4x?
And what's interesting is that with this game, with some games you do have to restart when you turn frame gen on, but this one doesn't seem like you have to.
That's so
because
nice.
There it is, you can see it night and day. So.
Oh, it's smooth though. It's so smooth.
Yeah, this looks really good. 200 FPS, 1% lows, 160, 200, 1% lows. Latency jumped up a little bit to about 36 milliseconds versus that 24 to 26 milliseconds we were getting without frame gen. Honestly, I would say I would leave frame gen on, and this is how I would play Doom Dark Ages.
Parry feels really good.
Does it feel good?
It feels really good. That window is, yeah, no.
And you can tweak the window too. That's interesting. All right, big bad, here we go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Once dazed, glory strikes.
There it is.
There's the glory kill.
Oh, they will not kill them. Interesting. All right, what do you... Oh. It takes out the big guy. Is this like a proto-pinky? Hang on.
Yeah, this looks like a pinky that they ride. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's like proto-pinky right there.
The dissolve when he dies, that dissolve away, that looks so sick. All right, so what's the verdict? How does it feel?
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
The PC, I'm gonna pause this because otherwise I'm just gonna keep playing, and I need to talk and not do that for a couple seconds here. The PC feels absolutely incredible. The game has just run perfectly smoothly the entire time with frame gen on or with it off. We're sitting at, again, 172 in the menu right now, but for a while there we were easily clearing 200 FPS. It felt just so smooth the entire time, even with that added extra little bit of latency. That's like what, 0.1 milliseconds?
It wasn't much latency added. So,
yeah, that I never noticed it. I never picked up on it. This PC is an absolute beast, which is why I'm, again, really happy that you're letting me take it home so I can continue to play this so I can...
It's staying in the studio forever. I did a lot of work on this. I worked really hard at this. Is staying. But you can come and play Doom Eternal, you can come and play Doom Dark Ages whenever you want. I'll have it set up for you.
I don't know that our boss is gonna...
So this was a long video. There's a lot that we've done with all of this, but when it comes to Doom, I'm a huge Doom fan.
Obviously, I don't need to be the one to... I don't need to say it.
I love these games, and I'm so excited. I'm so happy we got to do this, and I'm really, really happy with the way this came out.
You guys did, we obviously put the thing together, but everything that you guys did above and beyond to turn this from an incredible PC build into and I say this with every bit of affection in my heart, monstrosity you see before you is incredible.
This would be a showpiece on anyone's desk.
And you know what? I actually think that this build would probably go really, really nicely on the Microcenter build showcase over at micro.center/build.
I'm gonna take a picture of it, I'm gonna submit it, and I'm gonna get my free t-shirt. Yeah. So you could do all of this with stuff that you can get at your local Microcenter. And this is what I did with stuff from my local Microcenter. What can you do at your local Microcenter? Why don't you stop on by and find out? And stay tuned because we're gonna do more videos like this, and I think themed builds might be our new thing. I know there's a new season of Fallout coming out, and
I got thoughts on that one too. Could you believe it?
There's New Vegas in this show, so I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm thinking for the next one.
Yeah.
So.
I'm gonna insert myself into that if I'm being honest. I want to be a part of it.
That one, I want to go bigger. I want to make it more cohesive. You know, I think this was a good start for us.
Yeah.
We're gonna go big. So stay tuned and make sure you stop by your local microcenter. And if you don't have a microcenter near you, be sure to comment #I want a microcenter near me.